So the age-old racing instant question, who is at fault? And why is it always Max Verstappen?
I don't know.
First in, we jump into the wondrous world of Assetto Corsa Competizione here at the Nurburgring between this BMW and this Ferrari. Great start, gentlemen, great start. This is what I like to call one of those silly moments where cars just sort of drive into each other. Now, this part of the Nurburgring, as you can see from this lovely little bird's eye view map here, sorry, Jack, it curves in to the side. So this space we're driving into in the BMW is always gonna get narrower. In fact, even at this point, we are not really alongside this Ferrari, and the gap we can see is closing. The Ferrari comes across to take the racing line, which is on the right-hand side of the circuit here. The BMW goes to the same bit of space, unfortunately is met with Ferrari Bunda, and sends Mr. Poor John Ferrari into the wall to think about his life choices. If you know a space is going to close, then do not put your car in it because it leads to crashes. But for me, that crash would be on the BMW. You just need to take into account how the circuit goes sometimes. Although not intentional, this guy's definitely at fault. And I sentence you to some circuit geography lessons. Were these two penalties warranted or just Forza being Forza? I played some Forza recently on stream. How? It was pretty bad.
Sonic, you gotta help me, man.
Total time penalty is about 2 seconds.
So I know why this guy got a penalty, but maybe you guys missed it, so we'll watch it back one more time. So there's contact here between these two cars. The car we're on board with and the car to the right. We turn into the corner. This guy actually has a slide mid-corner. You see him, the car moves in a weird way and then slides outwards into us. Now, we're pinching him pretty tightly on board here with this car, so we'd have to expect that maybe the guy's going to come out a little bit and there might be a little bit of contact. Given that we aren't alongside, he is entitled to this space. We run into the back of him, but that's not the guy's concern. Keep watching this guy on the right and keep watching this radar here. At that time, the other car was pointing sideways like this. I'm trying to... Yeah! The other car has hit him and hit us. So the game, Forza, which is a very clever game, built from the ground up. And then hilariously, look at this radar because we don't see it in the mirrors really.
Total time penalty is about
This guy
2
gets
seconds.
killed in the background as well.
Time penalty is about 2 seconds.
And you got one for that! So not only do you get a penalty for this, you get a penalty for the guy behind you getting sodomized and spun. All this guy did there was try and drive down to the next corner. So if you're a Forza Motorsport 8 player, I mean, first of all, Christ, I mean, where do we begin to unpack that? This sort of stuff, the penalty system in this game is pretty bad. Don't feel so bad if you get a random penalty for no reason. That's just the game being the game. 10 out of 10. Was I entitled to more space? Asks the red car. So we're at Tsukuba. Very fun little circuit, and we've just driven straight into the guy on the outside. Good start. So, first little bit of contact there. Luckily, neither car seems to be crunched, but these little Formula Fords are pretty vulnerable, as you can see by the fact they have like no. Whoa, he's oh, okay. Oh, he's nearly got the other guy too. Oh, they're all off. Oh my god. You say entitled to more space, but I'm going to pause it here. What space? Where are you going? What space is there for you to be entitled to? You want to go into over to the barrier? You want to go in the grass? By the time contact is made, you are here.
Wow.
You have put yourself in this situation because you're still not really alongside the car in front. You know those scenes in movies when like there's a door slowly closing and the guy has to run and slide underneath it? What you've done is you've got to the door and then it's gone. So Mr. Red Car, I'm sorry to say, I think you actually caused both instances. First of all, the contact at the start of a lap, which isn't quite as egregious, but then this one is just, yeah. Now, this isn't a hard rule, but just more of a guidance. Think about what this guy's seeing right now. What don't you see in this camera angle? Even at this point, what don't you see? It's your car, because you're so minutely alongside. You're not entitled to that space at all. So yeah, red car, totally guilty. I sentence you to researching how doors work. The blue Mustang blamed me, the Porsche, for not leaving space, but I don't think he was entitled to any room opinions. Right, so this is Monza in ACC yet again. These ACC guys are wild, and we're on board in the Mustang GT3. Totally not the Aston Martin, by the way. as we go into Ascari. We're very, very late on the brakes, and we've just driven into the guy. I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's super easy to call this one. This one is 100% on the Mustang. I mean, look, we go for the move. We're nowhere near close enough. We sort of roll off the brake and then just drive into the back of the Porsche. Like, at this point, where we start to slow down, you have to ask yourself, is this car making the corner? Like, no, it's not. It's going to go straight over onto that gravel anyway. And the only reason we didn't get there sooner is because there was a lovely yellow VW in the way. Actually, wait a second. Enhance. Look at this Mustang. It's already got damage. Old Roy here. He's been out there. He's been cooking. Whoever let this guy cook.
Get off my Xbox now!
So yes, Mustang fully at fault, and I sentence you, Mr. Mustang driver, to the incredibly cursed Sergio Perez tuna and chip pizza. Do you agree? Let me know down below in the comments. And whilst you're typing out your no doubt lengthy response to my opinion, why not also take the time to check out Abruzzi down below in the description? Big segue, huh? At Abruzzi, we are committed to getting you guys set up for your sim racing journey, whether you're just beginning on entry-level equipment or going for that super immersive, super hardcore experience. We got you. Any level, we got you.
I got you, homie.
But yes, all info down below in the description. On to the next shunt. He says he was fully alongside and deserved a space. I didn't expect him there because that's a wild place to overtake. Am I wrong? Interesting. I am not a fan of people who say you can't overtake there. You can overtake anywhere if you do it safely. What that translates as to me is I didn't see that coming and now I feel silly. But anyway, let's watch the incident in question. Yeah, all right. Maybe not. Oh, we got round 2 as well. Oh, and he beat him to the line. This wasn't necessary at the end. This definitely wasn't necessary. So let's just go back and unpack that show because that was funny. First of all, we're at VIR, which is a difficult circuit to overtake at. This last corner though, I have seen overtakes here before, but not like this. So here we look at the car behind. He's got the run and he sort of overshot the corner and gone very, very shallow to this next right-hander in order just to get alongside the guy. Now, at this point, he's on the grass. Where is this car going at this point? This car's making the corner. This car, well, let me walk it back and tell you what I think happened. This guy behind here just gets caught up in the race, completely overdoes himself, brakes whilst turning. The car does not want to slow down, hits the grass, just basically completely blows the corner, and unfortunately our lovely Planet Express MX-5 was there to catch him. Then to come back and then what looks like purposely pit maneuver the guy whilst going onto the grass again, and still managed to finish ahead of him, something that this guy did not deserve at all. It's 100% on the car in the yellow here. He just drove into the guy. He blew the corner, made a mistake, got angry with himself, and then wrecked the guy in front of him, which is like just hilarious. This would not be a ban. It's just stupid. The next incident where he purposely wrecks the guy, spins him round on the start-finish line, that would be a ban. I understand the frustration of wanting to wreck someone if it was like a really bad incident, but you caused the incident. So with that in mind, I sentence you to the worst possible punishment for someone sim racing. Forza Motorsport 8. Oh, my favourite title for one of these. Accident or murder. So GT3's at Road America. My favourite place for chaos has become round T1 now, and we're already dead. Let's see if this is murder or not. Accident all day, every day. That's an accident. This is just close racing, and unfortunately just a little bit too close. I mean, yep, it's on Claudio, because Claudio is the one piloting this car and pressing that loud pedal on the right, which makes it go forward into the back of the car that wasn't going as forward. But it looks like he just gets a much better run out of the corner, shoots a gap, messes up, and puts the guy into the wall, who then doesn't hold his brakes. Hold your damn brakes! Damn it! This is the worst thing. This is the thing that buggles me off the most, is when people have these big crashes or spins and then go, oh, I guess I'm just gonna back her up. Oh, here comes the field. Let me just hold your brakes. You've had your crash. It's over for you. Hold your brakes so it isn't over for other people. Be a considerate boy or girl or anything in between. Just be kind. So to answer the question, accident or murder, I'm going to say accidental murder. Manslaughter. Am I at fault here? Well, we'll find out. Of course, we're racing against the legendary Squirt Reynolds in front. Cars everywhere. Still good. Still okay. Going down towards T1. Big dive up the inside. Guy turns in and we spin. So what I want to do here to try and get an idea whose fault this is just see where both cars are going into T1. So we outbrake the car on the outside. We are turning in. We're turning in. But at this point, I don't really know if we're going to make this corner. We're sort of on a similar trajectory to where this Lambo is going. This guy's turned in on his normal line and kind of just ignored the fact that we are there. We are significantly alongside by the time the guy on the outside has turned in and caused that. Both drivers there having issues. It's a tough one. It's hard to tell from only this angle, but it seems like you've gone in too deep and the guy's turned in like you're not there. And for me, if that's the case, I would put this down as a racing incident.
Nothing, just an incident.
It's a tough one to call, and I'm not really 100% sure on that one. So let me know down below in the typey bit whether you think I'm right or wrong, or just a horrible human being. Actually, you guys do that anyway, regardless if I ask or not. Oh my god, the essay. I'm not sure who's to blame for this. I got sandwiched between two cars, and one on the right got out of the track, and I thought he couldn't get out, and I went a bit left, and I need to crash against the car on my left. I have very little space to maneuver. I'm currently into sim racing, by the way.
What do I do?
Yeah, we call that a hip check in the business. So what happened here? We can actually see what happened here from this last clip. So this is us. This is the guy in question. We get scared, big time scared by the guy on the inside. We then decide just to yeet ourselves to the left, and unfortunately that caused the crash there for the guy on the outside. So yeah, number 11's at fault for that. It's okay to ask questions like this. This is how you learn. A big part about racing and racing in a pack is learning to sort of hold your line or stay on your line in that moment. You can't just sort of move around erratically if someone's alongside you, because then it can cause stuff like this. So yeah, guilty to the number 11, but it's your first offence. So I'm going to let you off with a little warning for now. Next time you won't be so lucky. What was that, Jimmy? Is there anything that I did to make this happen? This is a 4-minute long video. So to sum this clip up, it's basically two drivers fighting around the Blue Moon Raceway circuit in Gran Turismo, one of which is in an R35 GTR, and honestly, it's driving like a massive helmet. Any time this guy in the Porsche tries to make an overtake, he blocks, moves under braking, causes contact to keep the guy behind, and then ends with a massive brake check on the straight to spin the car behind. It's really. The question the guy in the cabin is asking is like, did I do something to annoy this guy? And I think this guy was just born annoyed. Just countless times where he's chopping, weaving. Like, this isn't racing. Total lack of respect for those around him. Just a real shame to see that. So there's only one sentence that I can give Tony Bronson 77.
The dogs.
Was this my fault, says Expensive Potato? Ferrari, on Ferrari at Laguna Seca, we are... Yep. I mean, the guy does start to sort of turn over, come away from this left-hand side a little bit here, but... I don't know, actually. I thought that was your fault initially, 100%, but, I mean... You're not close enough for a move here, I'm afraid. You need to be, like, alongside this corner here. Very, very fast left-hander up the hill at Laguna Seca. And where you are now, you're making this corner super tight for yourself. But this guy does kind of come across, you know, now that I look at it again. He comes across a little bit and makes it even tighter and almost spins himself over your... I think you both turn into each other. You both sort of do this, actually. Ah, man, you know what? I am going to bring that back and say maybe we're looking at another racing incident. First of all, you do sort of just drive into the guy, but also where he comes across, he makes that happen a lot quicker. If I were to like play out an ideal scenario, you just would back out of this and try and get a run up the hill. I know how it is. I've raced, I've made mistakes, both in real life and in sim. Don't do it, Jack. Don't do it. You don't need to. This is the point of contact. You're both in weird places on the circuit. You are only just alongside his rear wheel. I would still I don't know. I think in a real life race, the red car would get the penalty for this. But I think looking at it multiple times, I'd still put the majority of the blame on the red car. But the blue car starting to move across there isn't ideal. But I'd say penalty in real life, racing incident in sim. And the reason why I say that is because in real life, they're only ever going to look at onboard footage. And that looks pretty bad, I imagine, from the onboard. From here, it looks a little bit less terrible. So the BMW blamed me, the Audi, for this. Any thoughts on that? Let's see if I do have any thoughts at all, really. Looks like the Audi's fault to me. Oh, I dislike this about, like, racing and modern racing. People think because they've got their, like, car there, they're entitled to the entire circuit, and they've got their car there by outbraking themselves into the corner, and then of course as a result, clonk, car's off. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Be clever, because now you've just taken yourself both out of contention. It's silly. So yes, guilty for Audi. I sentence you to the same graveyard that Audi customer racing currently lays in. Rest in peace. Trucks! I love trucks. Car 7 took the blame as he broke his steering rack on the wall. Seemed somewhat intentional in the replay, though. Thoughts? The sad music, man. Whoa! Did he break his throttle as well? So here we're looking at the supposed wheel that breaks in this collision with the wall here. Let's find out. Top 1 visuals before death. Yeah, this is an intent wreck, mate. 100% intent wreck. Yeah, I mean, that's 100% intentional. The steering racks don't work this way on iRacing. And that contact there, I mean, you can see he still has full movement of the wheel. You know, it's still moving around. It's not like, it's not floppy, you know. That would be a broken steering rack. This was an intentional wreck. I do admire the crash, though. That was a good crash. I mean, look at this. But number 7, I sentence you to playing Cyberpunk. Ladies and gents, that chaos was sim racing. Stewards, if you enjoyed it, the like button, subscribe, make sure to hit that bell icon too. Do all that good stuff. Go check out the Sim Racing Stewards subreddit for yourself. Link down below in the description. And a big thank you to my channel members and patrons for supporting me and my videos. Take care, have an awesome day. See you next time.